Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Alien Protocols. Thank you so much for being a Patreon. I cannot tell you how much it means during this time of transition. It allows us to do really amazing, groundbreaking work. There's a lot of people on YouTube who are in this field who claim this and claim that, and they're more like UFO entertainers than UFO researchers. And they lie. And the beautiful thing, the magical thing, the wonderful thing about our channel is everything is the truth. As staggering and just mind-boggling as it may appear is the truth. And we have facts, and we really go far beyond others to get you witnesses and have backed up by several scientists, and especially in the work that I've been doing with the esoterics and psi, you have to have multiple witnesses. You have to have scientists. Otherwise, it's just stories. So, those of you who have supported us, just cannot thank you enough. You know, a few months ago, or 6 months ago, I guess, I gave up my day job stuff to do this 100% full-time. And you are part of me. You are part of this group. You are part of what makes it a success. Every week there are healings. Every week we're involved with all sorts of incredible things, helping people, making people really happy. And if you look back on our channel, you'll see lots of testimonials, everything from cancer healings to negative entity possession that people have had for years and were living miserable lives and magically are completely different now. One even is singing karaoke and traveling and dancing. So many different medical issues. And those are the ones we're most proud of. But so many other things too. And we're getting better and better. As long as you follow the path of virtue, these abilities will increase. And the bigger the virtuous act, the larger the possibilities for these vistas, as they call them. Well, I'm going to dive right in now for Patreon only. Well, not really. In case someone else watches, they can watch. This is for Histories, no longer mysteries. Okay, we are going to start with the Mary Celeste ship. Now, this was a really interesting case. The ship was found abandoned, with the life rafts gone. What could have happened? Strangely enough, it was a natural event. We were getting a natural. It wasn't quite a tornado, and it wasn't quite a freak wave. There was some kind of crazy sea action happening. And they were afraid the ship couldn't take it. And once the captain left, he left very quickly. He got on the lifeboat because the seas out of nowhere got crazy. After he got on the lifeboat, everyone piled on. So, that's the case of the Mary Celeste. It was a natural storm that got terrible. The ship was really tossing and turning. They didn't think that they would make it. The captain ordered an abandoned ship. Bam. Or aliens. No, not aliens. Next, we have Kenneth Arnold's UFOs. Were they real UFOs? Yes, they were. Real unidentified flying objects. Real advanced craft. The Shroud of Turin, is it real or fake? Very sadly, it is not real. It is a recreation from a great artist. We were trying to pin down the artist, and it's not one of the big ones we know, but it's like a secondary one, and I'm trying to piece it down using an advanced method. And if I do, I will circle back to you guys on that. Oh, this is an interesting one. The Solway Spaceman. Do you remember that famous picture with a kid playing on the moors, and behind him, the moors of Solway, there's a spaceman. It looks like caught in one of the frames. The cameras and everything has been checked by Kodak and all that stuff, but it's a woman, an earthling. Somehow the wife got there, and the type of the angle of the picture and everything, it makes it look like a spaceman, but it's not. It's the wife. Next is the famous dancing plague. I don't know if you know the story about the dancing plague, where people kept dancing and dancing and dancing. And they danced for months, and some of them died, and they just kept dancing and dancing in street parties and everything. And apparently it was rather raucous. And so they did not know the cause of it. And the cause of it was ergot poisoning. Ergot poisoning, which basically is they were on LSD, essentially. Their rye, their bread, the type of grain that they were eating, rye, gets this rare mold fungus called ergot, and that's where LSD comes from. And it's a very powerful hallucinogen. The Bermuda Triangle, it's fake. There's nothing there. There's a lot of places that have worse. There's been a lot of interesting things going on in that area, and there is something in that area that's... I've talked about it before on a previous tape, but there is a UFO base in that area. I'll have to check to see exactly where the lines go and see if it encompasses the base, but it's very close to a UFO base, that's for certain. And are there ETs in Antarctica? Yeah, there are. I wouldn't have believed it 5 years ago, but there definitely are. Think about it, gang. They would hide in the most obscure, most difficult to find places. And there's been tons of sightings of them in the Arctic, and most of the sightings we don't even hear about because they're classified. Hitler's death. Did Hitler die World War II at the end of World War II? Yes, he did. We got a thing of him together with his girlfriend, and them both taking the pills and hugging, and her crying, and him saying, "Don't cry," being tough, and then fading out into oblivion. Then they did something with his body, and they burned it and stuff like that. And I think they found his teeth ultimately. Next is the wow signal. Was it aliens? The SETI's wow signal. Sadly, no. It was not aliens. It was a natural space occurrence. We just haven't completely figured out what it is yet. And finally, number 10 was Trump briefed on UFOs. Yes, he was. And his very first term he was, and he immediately allocated, I think it was $500 million to it. A very big deal. It was very secret at the time, and now that more and more of this info has come out and everything, it's not as outrageous as a notion. Anyway, gang, that is 10 more just for you. Much love.